Welcome back, everyone. We're playing the Artisan of Glimmith. This is episode 49 of our pure logic playthrough. We've solved 421 puzzles so far. We are in the Solitude section of the puzzle and enjoying this so far. Let's just go over here. Is there a puzzle hanging out down there? I can't tell. There's one right there. We'll get to that one eventually. Let's do this one out here on the end of the platform. So Solitude is each one of these regions each region must contain one of these symbols and exactly one. So it's very similar to the rose windows, except for we're not connecting shapes together. We're having to keep them separate. Now we're going to just start with some simple logic here. We have, these are separate regions, so these hallways have to connect like this. We also have precision 6 involved on this. These can't connect. These can't connect. These can't connect. So that is something we have to consider. This has to grow, so it's going to come up. It doesn't take this one. It keeps coming up, and it comes around. That is a first region. This comes out. I don't want to end it, but I do want that. This is a separate region. Looks like it's going to go there. This is going to come out and come down. And this... only thing that can reach here, I guess we could make it to here, couldn't we? No, that's 7. This is how this has to come down this way. This has to come out. This needs one more like that. These had to be on separate sides. Nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's, we got this guy down here. Let's get him. We have Solitude. We have Mismatch, and we have Palisades. Now, last time I had a mismatch, I forgot to keep that. Or I did have mismatch. I had the ones where the neighboring couldn't be the same. But mismatch is really nice because what we're going to see, let's just draw our lines. I like drawing the lines in. One, you could say, well, how could... these are not the same region, right? We know that. That breaks all kinds of things. But I could say, okay, well, this is a 2, but then this would be a 2. That's going to violate the mismatch rule. So this has to take 3 at a minimum, which means one goes out and one goes in. And one of these is an L. This has to have a region. So that is its region. This has to have a region. It could take all of this. And then it's going to dead end into one of these. If both of these, if this was 2 regions, I wonder if we could do something like that logic. If this was a region and this was a region, something like this. I don't think this is the case, but this creates a wall down here. Can I actually get all of my regions in here? Maybe. This does come out. What's the option for this cell? Well, it's not this, because that's already taken. It's not that, because it's one of these is going to be the S, and it can't loop around. So this, I'm thinking, means this cannot connect here. If this connects here, it creates one of these patterns over here. It's either this pattern or the corner pattern. So that is off limits. As soon as that's off limits, this has to come out. It can't come down. It goes there. That is a region. This region must grow to at least here. Maybe more. But now this can't be part of the region. So that is this region. This has to come out. This cannot stop. So that goes here. This has to come out. This has to come out. This can't stop. Yeah. Oh, we got two L's. Hold on. This comes out. This comes out. We have an L. This has to grow. There we go. We need a Y pentomino and an I pentomino. Let's go on to this one. We got a 16. We got a corner palisade. We have 51. 51 squares to fill in. And we have solitude. So 16. And I'm going to draw a line up here somehow, right? Which means this 16 has got to get up here. I'm just going to try a B line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I would have to grab that one. That would be my whole 16 region right there. And this is orphaned. So that doesn't work. Let's go around the outside edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I ran out. I needed one more. Which one can I take off of this? I can't. Let's try it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's a mirror image. It's the same problem. So is there a way to go through the middle and get to the top? I can't. So here's the thing. I can't block off both passages because this, whatever region this is, it's got to fill in everything else, right? So like if I loop around, oh, this is less constrained. I can go around this way. I can't come through here. So when I tried it the first time, I went through this passage. There's the symmetry break. There's an extra layout. So this 16 can go through the middle so long as it goes this direction to here. The 16 has to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This can work. This can work. Now, there is another symmetry breakdown here, and I kind of caught it, but we have to go this way out. We can't go this way out because that orphans this one, whereas going this way does not orphan that one. I can't not take both of these. So I believe that's it. Just like that. I hope that solution passed your itch of logic. It was logic though. That was very forced. 4, 4. Let's do a 3. Let's do the 3. Palisades and solitude. Palisades and solitude. Where do I start? Let's start with these 3 hallways. Can this hallway be this, like this? This one's okay, but then this one breaks. So this has to be vertical. 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 This is a dead end. This is a wall. This has to come out. That's it. This has to come out. It can connect to anything. I don't know what it can. Well, it has to connect to a shape, but I mean, all of these are valid. This has to come out. So this is a wall. This is not a part of any of these regions. I mean, this could be as simple as that. It could be that. It could be that. Let's look at the hallway. The hallway, I think, is what creates some more challenges. Can we do a hallway like this? The answer is no. It's not as obvious as it might look. This creates a wall here, which means that gets taken, but now both of these can't be true. If I make this a dead end, I can't make this a corner. So this hallway has to go this way. And it could grow. It could grow. So I don't, but it can't grow past this. The dead end goes here. The corner is here. This is this shape. There. This could still grow. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. This can grow. These are not the same shape. So this is that. This is not the same shape. So this comes down here. We have a corner. This could go to this shape, or the corner. The corner does take these two. Let's start with that. The corner does take these two. It either takes this one or this one. Now, if I was using uniqueness as a delimiter, I would say this can't be the solution, because then I can't disambiguate whether this one takes it or this one takes it. I don't use unique. I don't assume uniqueness of the puzzle. I prove uniqueness of the puzzle, folks. That's what we do. We prove it. So we're not going to use that logic. But this does tell me uniqueness does tell me that this goes down. I mean, goes up. But we don't use that. You didn't hear that. We don't use it. Ignore it. But this is a separate region. So this has to take this one. This has to grow this way. That's done. This is now the wall. So that takes all of this. It can't take any more. This needs a region. That takes, let's fill all of these in. This is a corner. And what did we say, folks? It doesn't go down, it goes up. And we proved why. That's why we do it. We do logic. We don't use uniqueness. But uniqueness would have been a shortcut there. We have Solitude. We have area number. We have polyomino. And we have palisade. Look at our plus here. I want to just put the plus in like that. I just want to put it in there, but I'm not doing it, folks. However, if I don't do that, what happens if I don't do that? If I do the plus here, that's orphaned. If I put the plus here, that's orphaned. I can't go down. So I think my gut instinct is correct. That has to go there. What does this connect to? Well, we have palisades in here that can basically take the whole board. But whatever it does, this has to come out. Let's think about these two parts right here. One of these can and must connect to this dead-end palisade. The other one cannot. Where does the other one get a region? There are 3 possibilities. Possibility 1, this 4 comes up into here or up into here. Both of those are valid. The V could come up into there. Also valid. Or this palisade could go on an epic journey and find its way all the way around over here. That's the third option. What we can say definitively is this 4 does not make it over there. Was that useful logic? I don't know, but I saw it and I'm just sharing it with you. Let me ask this question. This takes up 5. This takes up 4. This takes up 4. That's a total of 13. Let's take these out for a second. That leaves 16 cells that have to be consumed by these two. Can I divide the board in half? Can this 4 at most takes up like this much. This V at most takes up like this much. The question I have is, do these palisades have to cross the threshold? Or is there enough latitude where they don't have to do that? Like if I do this, this palisade can make its way around if it needed to. You know, it could do something like that. If it needed to. If I do the V like this, this creates a problem because I need something on both sides of this. And I have to... This is probably a better thing. We did the logic for these two, but we need to do the same logic over here because this is much more constrained. What can make it to here and what can make it to here? One of these connects to the dead end, but the other has to connect to a shape. And unlike this one, this is much more constrained. It doesn't look like this. It seems like this should be the constrained shape. This is the constrained shape. All right, so we can say this one, the V could make it there, but it can't. That orphans. That's an orphan cell. That does not work. What else can go here? Not this 4. This 4 can, just barely, but now we've got a problem again with this shape. Because now we've got to fill all of this in. Like this is dead-ended. And this guy's got to get out, take all of this, and something's got to get back in here that's not this. That ain't happening. That's just not happening. There's just no way to get in here. So this 4 would have to do something like this. This feels a little better at first, but we run into this cell again because these 3 cells can be at most, at a minimum of 2 colors, 2 regions. Could be 3, but a minimum of 2. So what takes this one? It's not that. We've already seen that you just can't make that shape. It could be this guy. If you did a loop around. But now this comes here. This is orphaned. This gets orphaned up here. That doesn't look right. It could be this guy. But now who takes this one? It's going to have to be this guy again. Because, again, same problem. If the L takes it, we can't get up there. So he has to come all the way around to do some work. And the V is a problem. So all that to say, the 4 taking this seems like a problem, which leaves me with this guy has to come over here. Now, we've looked at a couple different arrangements of that, but let's look at this arrangement. Like this, and this, and then this can take that, and then that can take this. That is the solution. Now let's back up. I want to see. I want to make sure we see how we arrive at this. What we were saying is, this cell can only take one of these two, only one, and something else has to take the other. This 4 can't get to either one of these. This V can, but not without orphaning the thing, which leaves us with the 4 and this palisade on the far side. The 4 had 2 options, this and this. Both of these options created paradoxes where nothing could get in here, connect to one of these regions, and not violate something. So like there's just no way to come out of here and do something like this. Now something has to come in here. It can't be the 4. It had to be like this, and there's just no way to get around there. And I feel like that this is, it's hard to see, but it has to be true that this has to get to the far side. There's just no way that if this does not come, is there a way to say that in a different way? If this does not come to the far side, there is no way to meet all of the restrictions here. Yeah, because this has to go to the 4 now. This can't go both directions. So something's got to come in here. Like if this doesn't come to the far side, something's got to take one of these two, right? So this one can't. So this one has to take this one. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's just all kinds of force. I wish I could articulate it better. But it comes down to, I really think that this is the problem. We have to get this over onto this side, and we can't have this blocking up the path. Let me know if you see a better way to explain that. Let's come out to this guy right here. We got a bunch of corners. They're all different regions. And we have mingle, solitude, and mingle. Don't forget the mingle, folks. Mingling has caught us in the past. I want to start with, can this just be a 1 and do something like this? No. We have solitude. It has to take 8. So this has to grab one of these. It could grab both. No, it can't. Solitude. So it is grab. So a 2 is out. We know that 2 is already off the table. Well, no, it's mingle. It's mingle. It's not mismatch. It's mingle. So I can do a 2 here and I can do a 2 here. That's okay. But what I can't do is do a 2 here and a 2 here and say that. That's that. Got to keep my rules straight. Got to keep my rules straight. Now, I don't know which way that goes. This one. Okay. Can this one go here? And it may not be obvious, but the answer is no. Because this would have to go here and we'd have 2 2s. So this does not go that direction. So this one has to grab something, and it's either going to grab here or here. Either way, it's a 2, which means, can this be a region? And it can't, because this would be a mingle. So that can't be a region. This is a region. This has to grow. It can't be a 2 because the 2's over here, so it grows. This has to be connected to a region. This is not a region, so we know we can go to there. Can we do something similar up here? Can that be a region? No, because that would create a 2, and this is a 2. So that is off limits. Whatever this is, it's a 2. So this one, can it go up? The answer is no, because whatever it does is going to be a 2 as well. So that can't be a region. This does go out this way. That is the 2. Can this be the 2? I'm going to say no. It's a little bit convoluted, but here's what I'm seeing. If this were the 2, what is this region? It has to grow. It can't grow down because then this is orphaned. So it has to grow out, but it can't be a 2, so it has to grow, and it can't go anymore. It's done. But then what is this region? Well, it comes out, and now we have a second 2. Ergo, that is not connected. This is connected. This is a 2, so this has to grow. Can this be a 2? It's the same scenario as this one. This has to grow. It can't go down. It can't go here. And then that creates a 2 again. So the answer is no. This can't go here. This does go that direction. Now, where does this get its symbol? Right there. Boom. This is not part of that. We've made some progress. If this came up, it can't stop. It would have to go here. I don't see this as a... Oh, wait, it is a problem. This shape is a problem because where does this get a region? You say, well, it could be here, and that's correct, but then we've got a deadly pattern here. And it doesn't matter how I do, I end up with 2 2s next to each other. So it can't do that. So that would mean this would have to come over. Oh, it could work. It could work. I was thinking it'd have to do that and we'd have 2, but it could do this and make a 3. So maybe that's okay. Can this go out this way? No, because this would have to be a different region than that, and that would break it. So this does have to come down. It can't be a 2. It does have to grow. This has to grow. This is all fine. And so I think the log, yeah, this can't come down because that creates a 2 2s, and I can't take any more. So that is stopped. This is across. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That is the one and only way to do it. All right, I think we have time for one more puzzle here. Let's see if we can knock this one out real quick. All right, we have Solitude. We have Palisades, and we have area numbers. Now, this 4 will take 3 of the 4 in here. This seems very... This is going to be a hallway like this or like this. This has to go this way. This has to go that way. This has to go this way. Oh, there we go. This has to come up. So this 4 now is forced to have to take all this. That is a hallway. The 2 has to come down. I don't know which way this goes, but this has to come out this way. This 3... could take, actually the 3 has to take all 3 of these. That's just forced. So this comes down. This can grow still. This has to go up. This can't be orphaned. That is done. This is going to have to loop around. This has to come up here. This has to take all of this. This is a dead end. Ooh, I've done something wrong. This comes up. But hold on. This comes out. That's a region. This has to come around. That's a region. This has to come around. That's a region. Don't mess up the logic. This comes up. That's done. This has to come down and out. That's done. This has to come around. That's done. Give me a different color there. This has to come down here, and there we go. All right, that's a good place for us to stop, folks. Thank you so much for the support. Like, subscribe, check out Hearth and Hamlet. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying this. Whatever you do, I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.